Game reviews aren't about mathematics. They're not about counting pros and cons and assigning them numerical weight. There's a cynicism amongst a lot of consumers now that whenever a game comes out that gets a high score they don't think it deserves, they're either remarking about how bought and paid for certain review sites are, or they're just like, these flaws don't equal this score, man. How can you say this shit about it but still give it a 9.5 out of 10? I'll tell you how. Because sometimes, despite anything, sometimes games are still really fun to play. Why don't you stop rating games themselves and start measuring your enjoyment and experiences playing them? I cannot imagine a person who has the time of their life playing a game, but then steps back and is like, well, I loved every second, but to be fair, it has this and this wrong with it, so I'll knock it down to a 7. What is that? Don't step back. You give back to the game what it just gave you, bitch. What kind of ungrateful garbage is that shit? If you're in the habit of assigning review scores to games you play, the next time you finish a game, do me a favor and shout a number right when you're done. Don't think, just shout. Or internalize it in your head immediately if you're not a shouting guy. That's what that game gave you. That's what you give it back. All that nitpicky bullshit can come later, if at all. If you're a reviewer, you write that number down and you don't change it no matter how much thought you give it after, then your entire review goes up alongside that number. And if the two don't seem to match, then maybe it's just a sign that the analytical side of your brain needs to take a sabbatical for a while and reassess its purpose so it doesn't always come in at the end and ruin your good time. So Kingdom Hearts 3, right? They're currently in the process of picking people to play it early. I don't know all the details, but a few Kingdom Hearts YouTubers and random people are all tweeting about how they got selected, and that's all they can say at this time. Some people have been having Twitter campaigns launched in their honor to try and get Square to pick them, and I tweeted them publicly a couple times myself, reinforced with absolutely zero fan support, which was hilarious. Not a single fucking one of you tweeted on my behalf to help me play KH3 early. I even went in my Discord at the time and was like, hey, if anyone wants to tweet Square Enix USA, I'm trying to be one of the people that plays KH3 early. And some people were like, yeah, totally. And not a one of them actually did that shit. Super Butterbuns gets 80 pages of gushing fan tweets with a legit hashtag even, and I get one guy that just replied to my original tweet like, you gonna do a boss ranking? And I get it. I'm not the kind of guy you feel inspired to do favors for unless they're sexual. But so I had to just tweet them 3 or 4 times like, hey, I know you guys have probably been swamped with fan tweets supporting me getting Kingdom Hearts 3, but yeah. And after a few of them, I felt like Flank Steak in Borderlands 2 negotiating with Hyperion like, how about $50 for Roland? Just making propositions to dead air alone. I'll make the Jack Sparrow is Sora's dad theory video. I won't. That was a lie. I'm not above lying to play KH3 early. Yeah, I'm family friendly. I get 1 million views per video. I'm sponsored by Disney and I saw Pixar at a party once. The whole prospect is nothing but a joke at this point. If I got selected after that fucking display, I'd recuse myself. Just kidding. Pick me next, pick me immediately. You've picked people less famous than me, now raise the bar back up but not too high and pick me. It would be the first time any major publisher or developer acknowledged my status. You think I've spent 3 years on this shit because I like brightening people's day? Nah, fam. I'm here for perks and a way to avoid most financial responsibilities, so let's get these deals inked. I have an empire to legitimize. Hashtag KH3 for Albino. It's not too late. Get it going. Maybe they'll think I'm diseased and pity me for not being able to leave my cave during the daytime. So the Detroit Become Human demo was released. I sent an email. I'm trying to get that shit early too. I have 70k subscribers just about. Like, I have marketability I can negotiate with. It's high time my success started leaving behind some goddamn evidence. Anyway, I've been excited about Detroit for a while, and recently some stuff has come to light about the goings-on at the development studio, complaints of inappropriate email chains, unjust terminations as a result of those complaints, a toxic work environment in general. I don't care, I just want to play the game. Like their previous games, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, have been lauded for bad writing, bad voice acting, or both, which I can confirm is a thing. Everyone remembers, Jason! And like for some reason David Cage, who is the writer/director of all that and is part of a team of writers for Detroit, I've noticed he loves the phrase I'm begging you. Because anytime any character is in distress as a result of another character, he always has them screaming, please stop, I'm begging you! Like, nobody fucking says that, David Cage. Nobody in the living world says that. I don't care if you're being raped, with your own stolen credit card, and while the guy's doing it, he won't stop beatboxing and playing the banjo at the same time. You are not gonna be like, I'm begging you, I'm begging you! That phrase needs to be wiped from all scripts. The Detroit demo has the little girl you're trying to rescue say it, as if a 7-year-old would have heard that ever to even know it's a thing people say, which they don't. However, that's the only ew spot in the whole demo, because otherwise, both the dialogue and voice acting is superb, especially Connor, the guy you play as. The way he says, "Hi, Daniel!" to a guy who's standing on the edge of a roof, clutching a 7-year-old girl with a gun and threatening to jump. It's a forced cheeriness with a hint of disguised concern. It really hit me, like that's so real. "You're defective, Daniel! There's an error in your software!" Game's about androids, by the way. I love doing that guy's voice. "Hi, Daniel!" I've literally been saying that out loud to myself for a week. Another cause for controversy surrounding the game is how it tackles certain dark and uncomfortable themes, like domestic abuse. "Hi, Daniel!" Apparently some early viewers of one scene in particular were like, that's not an accurate depiction of domestic abuse, that's not what it's like. But then it's like, who's to say? Even if you've gone through it yourself, you can't speak for everyone's experience. Maybe it was exactly like that for some people. But more importantly, once again, I don't care. "Hi, Daniel! I'm just trying to play a game right now and enjoy the story that's in front of me rather than lament about how it should have, hi Daniel, been handled differently. I will accept what it actually offers. When a game tells you a story, you need to allow yourself to be carried through it. Don't go defiantly meandering about on your own. That's how you miss shit. It's like when you're playing a horror game and something scary happens but you had your character facing the wall for no reason and lost the jump scare. If you stand stubbornly rooted to the spot when a story is trying to take you somewhere, blame yourself when it falls flat because you're the one who knocked it over. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Hi, Daniel!